Hi, and welcome to Creating Justice for All, Engaging in Pro Bono Representation. My name is Ashley Carter, and I'm a supervising attorney at the DC Volunteer Lawyers Project in Washington, D.C., where I supervise pro bono attorneys who represent our clients in our domestic violence practice. I'm really thrilled to be here today speaking with you about pro bono, about how to get engaged in pro bono, and I hope that after this presentation that you'll feel like you are ready to dive into the world of pro bono yourself. In terms of the learning objectives for today, following this presentation, attendees will understand the necessity of and the great need for pro bono representation. They will recognize the applicability of ethics rules to pro bono cases, and they will identify strategies for successfully representing a pro bono client. So first, let's start at the beginning. Why are we engaging in pro bono? Why is this something that we are asking attorneys with busy schedules to take on as extra work? I think first and foremost, we have a professional responsibility to serve others as lawyers. We've been told from day one of law school that lawyers are special. Lawyers are held to a higher standard than the rest of the public, and that is for good reason, because we are in charge of a lot of responsibility, and we have a great responsibility as leaders in our community to serve others. We have special skills that no one else has. When a layperson walks into a courtroom, they don't have the skills necessary, oftentimes, to engage in a court process, but lawyers do, because we've spent years being taught how to think like a lawyer, and we've spent years preparing to be good lawyers. We also know that litigants without representation are uniformly less likely to succeed in their case, and that's regardless of the merits of the case. If you are a litigant who does not have knowledge of the legal system, you are simply less likely to succeed in your case. And I think that any lawyer listening to this can imagine why that would be true. We spend years preparing how to research the law and how to prepare for a trial, how to understand what the rules of evidence mean, what hearsay is. And all of these skills that we've built over the course of years are skills that lay people do not have. And we rely on judges to sort of sift through and figure out what the right answer is in a case. But we need someone to be able to make the argument on behalf of someone else. The judge can't make the argument for you. And so we are really sending people to a huge disadvantage when we send them into court without an attorney. Now, in addition to just the professional responsibility that we have as lawyers, there are also a number of bars that have certain requirements to maintain good standing with the bar that are related to pro bono. I can't go over every state, of course, while we're here. I think New York is a good example of a state that has imposed pro bono requirements on its members. And I do want to point to the American Bar Association's Model Rule 6.1, which discusses the professional responsibility to engage in pro bono. And the model rule states that every lawyer has a professional responsibility to provide legal services to those who are unable to pay. A lawyer should aspire to render at least 50 hours of pro bono legal services per year. It also states that every lawyer, regardless of professional prominence or professional workload, has a responsibility to provide services to those unable to pay, and it can be one of the most rewarding experiences in the life of a lawyer. I know that I've certainly found that to be true, and my volunteers have certainly found that to be true. So what is the need among those who do not have access to legal representation? We all know that there is sort of a crisis ongoing in this country in terms of the need for legal services. Anyone who practices in a courthouse can tell you that there are so many people who do not have access to an attorney. And according to the Legal Services Corporation, 71% of all low-income households nationally experienced at least one civil legal need over the year 2017. 2017 is a year where a lot of reports were released, and so I have access to the data on that, but I think that anyone can tell you sort of from an anecdotal perspective that over the course of the past few years, due to the COVID-19 crisis, this has increased exponentially.